Hey, Picks and Parlay family, it's me, Detroit Lenny here with a free episode. I think I'm doing free pick videos. It's not a free pick video. This is an actual episode. This is a show, everybody, and it's called Bet Win Repeat. It's Monday. It's Monday. It's August 7th. My kids went back to school. Ooh, let's have a moment of silence. Thank the sweet Lord above for that. All right, so kids are back in school. We're going to talk some sports here on the Bet Win Repeat show. I am your host, Detroit Lenny here. First, let's do some housekeeping real quick. Talk about contest. If you're looking for contests, go over to facebookpage.com, groups, picks and parlay contest / there it is right there. Check it out. It looks like, not that. Okay, looks like that. This is where you enter the contest. We got a new contest that just started today. It's for $100, $100 in a t-shirt. Here are some rules, and it'll look like when you go to the page, it'll look like here. Go to the featured section. This is the new contest. It says new contest alert, aka the Brian Gillihan Award, because he wins that contest a lot. But go over there, check out the contest page. New contest starts today. It's $100. Like I said, t-shirt. It's like a last man standing. If you're in the monthly contest, I will be posting updates, kind of like a updated standings thing tomorrow. Today marks 1 week. We start that on the 1st of the month. So tomorrow I'll give a weekly where we're at after the first week. Remember, cuts are on the 15th after we get 15 days. After the 15th is your last day in the cuts. You have to be 500 or above. For your new people, 500 or above. That's where you got to be. Don't forget to hit that like button, share, subscribe, ring the bell for notifications. You'll never miss any of our live content here at picksandparlays.net. With me today to talk to get his brilliant outtake on sports today, Terry Edelman. Hello. How are you? Put you on that side. There you go. Follow him on Twitter at Let's Go Wild Picks. Terry, before we get into too much about MLB, let's start going through CFL. I heard that wasn't too great. I mean, I lost my game on Thursday, and I was legitimately mad about it till Saturday. And not necessarily at the game, but more myself, just whatever. I lost the damn game, mad at myself for a solid 48 hours, put myself in a timeout from CFL in 48 hours, and then I just didn't bet anything on Sunday.
Yeah, well, unfortunately for me, this week was absolutely as bad as you could possibly be. Like literally, I could not have done worse this weekend. I did not
Okay.
win one bet in the
Out.
CFL. It was an absolutely awful, horrible weekend, and that's going to happen.
Right.
Started with the first game was BC against Winnipeg. I was on BC plus the points, but Winnipeg, with their bye week before that, they were ready. They were ready from the drop of the ball, or the first kick. They were ready, and they just completely dominated that game. My 5-star play, the Toronto Argonauts, who were undefeated, unfortunately lost their star quarterback in the
Yeah.
first quarter, which has
That
been,
hurt them. They'd never recovered from that. He
and that's
went
been
down and
a thing that's happening weekly in the CFL is teams
yeah.
losing their starting quarterbacks. There is only 3 teams now that have this quarterback that they started the season off with is currently playing.
So
That's Montreal, Cody Fajardo, Winnipeg, Caleros, and Jake Meyer from Calgary. The other 6 teams have all lost their starting quarterback.
So do you attribute that to like is there a rule change that needs to happen? Is it bad conditioning? Is it just timing? Is it just shitty luck? What
Well,
why are all these
if
quarterbacks
one
going
or
down?
two goes down, like okay, that's shitty luck. If 3 or 4 go down, that's like okay, something's going on here. Once you get to 5 or 6 quarterbacks going down, uh, yes, okay, there's injuries in football all the time, but there has to be better rules with protecting the quarterback in the CFL. because it's not getting done. Some of these injuries obviously aren't like preventable. Like it's just if playing football, you're going to get injured. But some of these injuries could probably be prevented um, with different rules. So it was just rough. Hamilton was leading the entire game Saturday night, and then decided to take the fourth quarter off. And when you take the fourth quarter off in a game, you're not going to win.
Scored. Yeah.
So they lost, and then
Montreal scored
Ottawa,
18
unfortunately.
points in the fourth quarter against them.
And then last night was a 54-yard field goal in the final minutes.
That was a good game, though. I mean, that was a little bit of more of a back and forth, that game was good. I mean, it was 26-24, fourth quarter, field goal, win the game kind of situation. That was a good game. But all right, so CFL sucked last week. We know how this works. Looking at you, Terry Edelman's a bounce back spot with the CFL, so we'll go with that. Jesse Schul says he disagrees. It's conditioning, almost no preseason. When you pay CFL players $100K, they don't stay in shape like NFL players do. Okay, that makes sense too. As well. I mean, you.
And Nick's comment, which
Pay
you
for what
skipped
you get.
over, and I understand skipping over Nick's comment because
Yeah, I know. I try to.
no. But Elks money line trade forward season. Basically, what he's talking about is Edmonton is now starting their third quarterback, Trey Ford, who everybody has been begging Edmonton to start all season long. But no, that doesn't mean you go out and bet Elks money line. The Edmonton Elks are by far the worst team in CFL, and you don't go and bet them on the money line
I
here.
think they get a bad rep, but okay.
No, they're just awful. I don't think putting Trey Ford in is going to really change that much in the overall outcome. Yes, they're going to play better. I think, anyways. It's hard to play worse, but yeah, I would not be betting Elks on the money line.
I
But
mean,
hey, I had a really rough week. It's going to happen.
right.
Looking at next week, I'm going to be very low
Fine.
volume.
Elks plus 14.
Yeah, they are currently, I believe.
And Jesse says it's a majority of the injuries have been leg injuries, not the head. But
Yeah,
I get it. I could see how injuries could play out. I mean, conditioning, like you pay for what you get. You know what I mean? You pay for what you get. You're paying these guys millions of dollars or $100,000. I don't know.
right now, Winnipeg or Edmonton is plus 12, plus 14 in a couple spots, but most spots it's plus 12 or plus 12 and a half with the Elks. So I'm going to wait for CFL. I want to see injury reports, and I'm going to wait a little bit longer. I'm not going to bet my plays.
I just can't. I can't do anything. Like the Elks are an immediate walk away at this point for me because I'm not going to try and get on board of them losing consecutive whatever home games and all that. I'm not going to get.
Well, they've already broken the record. They broke the record.
Yeah,
so
I can't
they own that record now.
I can't.
And now it's just about how long it continues until they finally win one. If Edmonton wins this game against Winnipeg, then I'm probably done with the CFL the rest of the season because
Nick Earl, what are the odds for the Elks to go over? I mean, there's what? How many weeks in 18 or is there 18 like the NFL?
No, there's more. There is more than 18. Let me see.
21 weeks. So what's the chances of them going and
well, there was odds at FanDuel when they would get their first win. And obviously the best games for that have already passed. So yeah, they face BC at home. They have Ottawa in week 15. Or sorry, that's BC at home. I apologize. Yeah, they face BC in week 16. Calgary in week 14. Maybe they beat Calgary. Ottawa week 12. So they do still have some chances, but I don't know.
I know. If I had a nickel for every time I said I'd be done with the CFL this season, How about Ottawa's 16-point comeback in 2 minutes? Yeah, we were just talking about that. They had a hell of a fourth quarter there. And what was it? Hamilton just stopped playing, right? I mean,
No.
I know.
Hamilton faced Montreal.
I'm
Ottawa,
sorry.
the 16-point comeback was a few weeks ago against
That was
Winnipeg.
okay. I thought we were talking about
They
freaking.
were unable to do it this week against Saskatchewan. Sadly, they were unable to.
I mean,
But there's
I
other stuff going
got
on in the
nothing.
world of sports.
Yeah, let's talk
Um,
MLB. Let's talk MLB for a second. What do you like today? I mean, it's a kind of an ugly slate today, big slate. But I mean, just because it's ugly doesn't mean I don't have too many plays on it. What do you like today? What give us a free pick here? Give us some.
my free pick is a player prop. Right now, and obviously, I'm a Blue Jays fan. You can tell the jersey there.
No,
But this weekend,
no.
a 28th round pick. So he was picked 849th overall in his draft year. Nobody knew his name a few days ago. A lot of people, if you follow the Blue Jays, know his name now. Davis Schneider. Uh, over the 3 games, of course, they were in Boston against Boston, but uh, in the last 3 games, he's had 13 at bats. He's got 9 hits in the 13 at bats, which includes 2 home runs.
Okay.
So pretty much, um,
So we're
I
gonna
want to
keep
say
right.
kind
Let's
of
get on that
perfect.
train, right? That's what you're
You
saying.
can't do better than 9 hits and 13 at bats. In fact, he tied a MLB record for most hits in his first 3 games. So
Okay.
anything Davis Schneider, I'm going to be betting him over 1.5 bases, which most books only have him for over half a base,
Mm-hmm.
over half a hit, which is like minus 150, minus 160, which is out of my range. But I will be looking for him. You can take him over 1.5 hits, over 1.5 bases, sprinkle the home run at plus 750. He has 2 in his first 3 games. Uh, Nobody's really saw this coming except Toronto, Toronto management. Atkins was asked after the trade deadline, and there were a lot of Blue Jays fans all over Twitter and stuff saying, "Why did you not go out and get another bat? Why did you not trade for another
He's the
bat?"
reason.
And everyone was upset. And Atkins said, "There's some people in the organization that we feel are better additions
Hey,
in
you
the
gotta believe in
organization
if you
than
believe in your
outside."
young talent, you believe in your farm system, why not write it out? There's definitely less risk,
And
more
Davis
reward.
Schneider right now is making him look like an absolute genius um, with what he's done. So I see it continuing here against Cleveland. I'd look at Toronto today. Ryu is on the mound. I do expect him to bounce back here in this one. So Davis Schneider props, I'm going to be riding as long as he continues to play um, amazing baseball.
I'm on the over in this game. That's where I'm on. It's at 8.5, and that's where I'm at. To be honest with you, I think either pitcher could get lit up. I think they might get a little lit up, both of them a little bit. I think this thing gets into double digits, but that's the only play I had on that game. But Michael says he took fellas, he took the Braves team total over 5.5 over the Pirates, got it at minus 113. Now it's minus 122.
There's a lot of rain scheduled for that game. It looks like there's going to be raining. It's going to be raining all night long.
Great.
So while that would completely keep me off that because pitching changes if they do play the game, um, yeah, with the rain happening, that would just that's has me completely off that game
I'm on the over.
because
Uh,
yeah, especially like
whatever.
team totals.
A
But the look at the Braves. If anyone can handle the rain and get through it, it would be the Braves. But
right.
um, that game scares me because of the rain.
Davis says Greece -3, 11:45. Some guy named Earl Sportsbet says Toronto, Cleveland, first 5, under 5. This is a great matchup for Ryu with Cleveland in bottom 5 versus lefties. I get all that. I honestly, I think either one of them could get lit up, though. So if Ryu has a good game, then I think the Blue Jays can get after Gavin Williams.
Gavin Williams, he's done well
He's sneaky good.
against
That's who he is.
Oakland and Kansas City,
Right.
but he's losing games when he's facing Texas and Houston and somebody
He'll put
else.
up decent numbers. He will put
But
up decent numbers.
he's not winning games. Cleveland's not really winning games.
And
yes, Ryu, but I have to see it first. I kind of lean more with the over in this game if I had to take a total, just because Toronto's offense right now,
right.
with Schneider, because not only is Schneider getting hits, his momentum has spread out across the lineup. So now other guys like George Springer, who is absolutely ice cold, now has 6 hits in his last 2 games. He's has hits in 4 of his last 5. So Springer's heating up. Vladdy's off a day off. Honestly, I could see Jays putting 4 or 5 up on Williams with their offense right now. So
I'm on the over. That's all I got to say about that. Davis is on.
Now tune in for a free pick that's coming up. Me and Lenny are doing a free pick after this show for tomorrow's games, and I may have a similar play to Nick's play that he just had there. So tomorrow, I think
you just gave it all away. Now everybody don't have to watch.
I did, but give it a watch.
Tune in,
and I'll give out my reasonings for tomorrow's game.
Tune in. I'll tell you why Terry's probably right. Cleveland doesn't give him any runs. Cleveland got no hit versus Houston and shutout versus Texas. Gavin will give up 2 versus them. I just don't think Gavin Williams is anything to write home about. And I think if Toronto gets after him a little bit, they can get after him early and often. I'm not saying it flies. I think it gets double digits. I do. So I guess I am saying it flies over to 8.5. Yeah.
He has pitched well. He has pitched well. It's just he's not getting any results. Like Cleveland's obviously not putting.
Right.
Like Nick said, they're not putting up runs. They're not winning games. Cleveland gave up when they were close to winning the division, but at the trade deadline, it's like their management said, "We don't even want the division. We don't even want to make the playoffs." Trading guys away. So
they're back 4.5. So, and now, I mean, Cleveland's playing Toronto, obviously, but and Minnesota's playing Detroit, so they could pull away for sure. I mean, they're about to go on I think they have a 4 game. 4.
And something to keep looking at is Jose Ramirez after that fight that everyone, if you didn't see that, obviously take a look at it. The Jose Ramirez and Anderson.
Down goes Anderson. That's what the words heard round the world. Oh, they're going to fight. Oh, they squared up. Oh, they're throwing punches. Oh, down goes Anderson. Words heard around the world right there. It was the best fight of the night, by the way. I watched SummerSlam. I watched Jake Paul and Nate Diaz pretend to hit each other. I mean, that was like watching cats fight. I don't know. There was nothing behind there. All I saw out of there is I saw Jake Paul give everything he had for 10 rounds to get his decision. And I saw Nate Diaz toy with this dude. I don't know why anybody ever thinks they can knock him out, because he ain't going down like that. You're going to have to choke him out, or, you're going to have to submit him. You're not knocking his ass out. Even though he knocked him down, he didn't knock him out. But that was a failed attempt at boxing. SummerSlam's all right. Me and the boys like that. But the best fight on the card was the Cleveland Guardians and the Chicago White Sox. If you haven't seen the video, it's everywhere. Check out the damn video. It's great. Jesse's oh yeah. Andrew's glass chin. He hit him square. I mean, it was a bam. And I mean, it couldn't have got any more on the chin. And he went down. And he was out walking off the field. He was needed to be helped. What's your
Now, the
thoughts on that?
repercussions of that fight
I know you
is
hold
that
on. I know you're not a big violence guy being Canadian and everything, but that was justified. Go ahead. I'm just kidding.
I've seen people saying different things. For me, in look at hockey. Now, I know hockey and baseball are different sports, but there's going to be fights. It's going to happen. Major League Baseball handles it differently, obviously, and that's what I was going to say. There is that the repercussions of this fight is both players are going to be suspended.
Oh yeah.
So Jose Ramirez, whether he appeals it or however that goes, I don't know his status for today, but
I
he's
mean, in
going
all
to be likely
seriousness, he
suspended.
was defending himself. I mean, Tim Anderson
Yeah, but both players will
dropped
be
his
suspended.
gloves
Both
and
players
swung
will be
first.
suspended.
I mean, he squared up. He asked for it. You can't do that. You know.
Yes, but in MLB rules,
I get it.
that doesn't matter.
But
It's
I
the
guess it's
fact that it happened.
what do you want Ramirez to do? Stop, don't hit me. Stop. Man, come on. You know what I mean? So if he's really just defending himself, I don't feel like he deserves a suspension at all. If anything, Tim Anderson should get extra time for being embarrassed, wanting the fight, swinging first, and then get knocked
No, that's not
out.
how it works, Lenny. No, no.
He
They'll both get suspensions because MLB doesn't want that stuff happening. So
I
both
know,
teams.
but I'm just saying they necessarily shouldn't. But you're right. I mean, both at the end of the day, both will get something.
And
Um,
this isn't Tim Anderson's first suspension.
no,
So he's this stuff has happened to him before. He's been suspended in the past. So
yeah, he doesn't mind getting after it.
so I don't know if Jose Ramirez will play today, but that could help Nick's under. Is that he will be suspended eventually. Maybe he appeals it and he plays this series against the Jays. I don't know. We'll have to
Right,
see. But losing Jose Ramirez would definitely help and under. That's for
5
sure.
inning penalty, and they move on. I think it's like 3, or they're just done that game. Like whatever. I mean, like
Well, in hockey, you get a 5-minute penalty. So, and if they did that with baseball, it would be like an inning or two, right? I guess one at bat, maybe.
I mean, yeah. Like I'm trying to see here real quick. I mean, he pushes him. I'm watching the video. He takes his glove off and squares up on the dude. There ain't nothing else. I can't show you the video. I don't want to get in no trouble on YouTube or anything like that. But there's no reason. In my opinion, like in hockey, that dude would have got a couple of minute, 5 innings for fighting, 5 minute, 5 minute major, and that's it. You know, MLB needs a sin bin. Yes, they need to be put in a timeout. It's like a little bullpen area on the sidelines. They have to sit there for, I don't know. I mean, maybe 5 batters or something, and maybe hopefully it doesn't come up. I don't know. I don't know. But then you can't go back. Like you get, because once you're out, you're out in baseball. Like you can't. I don't know. We're spitballing
It
this.
is fun seeing the benches clear when the bench is clear and everybody runs out of the field. It is kind
Did
of
you
fun.
guys see how late the bullpen was? Like the fight was over and done, and then the bullpens came out, and then there was a whole nother fight. Like it was ridiculous. It was, I don't
Yeah.
know. I like a good fight. Like, I mean, like literally a bullpen, like, benches clearing every now and then, and I heard the White Sox say, well, we're not going to be, we might not be playing our best baseball, but we're not going to be bullied. And I'm like, well, then
Yeah.
play better. I get it. Stand up for yourself. Somebody's going to talk shit back. I know they're usually very late, but these bullpens were late. Like, I mean, I think Tim Anderson was off the field and came back. I mean, it was ridiculous. I don't know. Somebody was talking about that, and I thought it was funny. I just thought it was funny, but Um, what else were we going to talk about? Let's talk about standings for a second here. I don't want to talk about CFL no more. Who is your riser? Who's coming up after? I mean, the trade deadline's done. You looking for any crazy surprise moves for the wild card or anything besides your Blue Jays?
Well, the Blue Jays aren't comfortably in a spot at all,
Not even a little bit.
because Seattle, who decided to keep Teoscar Hernandez, um, has gone on a roll, and they're only 2.5 games behind Toronto. So right now, I'd say watch out for the Seattle Mariners. The LA Angels, what a disaster!
Yeah.
What a disaster! Like, and everyone has their opinions on trading Otani or not trading Otani. The one thing about trading him is that you would upset the fan base so much. That would completely the fan base would absolutely hate it because you're
He ain't
trading him
coming back.
away. And
Anybody that if you're an Angels fan, you're delusional if you think he's coming back.
no, they do. They definitely
Oh,
think
then
he'll
they
come back.
deserve to be let down.
So trading him away would have absolutely hurt the fan base. It would have cost the team a lot of money with the fans boycotting and whatever would have happened. Otani's a moneymaker himself, so he puts butts in the seats. So they made their decision and they went for it, but unfortunately they've now lost 6 games in a row. Uh 56 and 57, 7 games out of a wild card spot. And
I
it's
mean,
just they mortgaged their future to try to do this, and I get it. Maybe they thought, hey, if we make the playoffs, Otani will if he gets to play a playoff game and maybe he'll stay. But now I think it's
there's no way in
completely
hell.
decided that he's leaving LA. He
Yeah.
sees what his future is like there, and they're going to be a really bad team. So
Listen,
uh,
Angels fans, I don't know what to tell you. You got to make a decision. Do you want to compete for a World Series or do you want Otani? Because I don't think this team can do both. And he's going to go somewhere where he can compete. Um,
like they should consider trading away Mike Trout in the offseason. Once Otani leaves,
does he even play
this
baseball anymore?
yeah, obviously he's
I
always there,
mean,
but
like,
a team would be willing to pay quite a few prospects for it. Like he would still get a ton in a trade. So I that's what LA should do. And once Otani leaves in the offseason, you gotta blow it up. You gotta
he's just
completely
got to
blow
go.
it up
Somebody will
because
overpay for Trout for sure. Let him be a DH somewhere or something stupid like that, or play every other month or whatever. But or for a playoff
yeah,
push when he's healthy, maybe you'd love that bat in the lineup if he's healthy. But the dude can't walk his dog without tripping 5 times. So I mean, he can't stay healthy at all. Nick Earl says Cubs, Astros, and Rays Jays come back and win with the division.
yes, Nick has futures on the Astros and the Rays and the Jays, anyone but Baltimore. So that's what Nick hopes happens. Honestly, I'm a Jays fan, and I would absolutely love them to win the division. But Nick, I'm sorry, Baltimore's winning the division. It's just going to happen. So
Yeah,
that
Baltimore.
sucks for you. But um, Tampa has kind of fallen off here. They had a really, really hot start, but they've fallen off here. And the Jays just, as much as I'd love them to win the division, I just don't see it happening. Um, their inability to beat divisional opponents. Now, of course, sweeping Boston definitely helps with that, but we're gonna have to. I'm gonna have to see it first, but I think Baltimore wins the division. The Cubs is a really interesting team. Obviously, Chicago, Cincinnati, Milwaukee are all right there.
Game and a half.
Yeah, for the NL Central, but the Cincinnati losing 6 in a row, getting swept to Washington,
Yeah,
that really hurts my future. But they're still able to win the division.
I
There's
like
still
the
time.
Cubs. I like the Cubs pick there. I can't stand Milwaukee. What about the
Yeah,
Astros?
I've been a fan of Texas all season long.
I
Throughout
made
the
money on
beginning of the
Texas all
season,
year long, but
I know there's some people that aren't very high on Texas. Cough, cough, Nick. No, I'm kidding. But I know there's other people too that just aren't high on this Texas team. I made money with them early on. I continue to make money with them. Of course, the All Star break kind of came, and they were kind of not playing too well. But they've turned things around since, and I think I said it on previous shows. I still think Texas wins that division. Astros are obviously right there, but
I think it's going to
um,
be tough. I mean, the Astros are coming. You know what I mean? And they're feeling it, and they're starting to get
getting
in their
Seager
groove.
back really rejuvenated the Texas offense, and I just think Texas's offense is just a step up
I
from
just don't
Houston's.
know if they can finish. You know what I mean? I mean, they've been an ATM all year. Um, I've made money on them all year, and they've been a great team. I don't know if they can finish the season, though. They started out, they had a great first half. I don't know if they could sustain that all the way through 162 games. I think Houston's starting to play their best ball of the season still, or still hasn't, and they're coming together quickly and they're 2.5 games out. I mean, at the beginning of the year, I had the Astros winning that division. And now I'm sweating that bet, but I think I like both teams. I really do.
No, Texas kind of fell off there. Houston was like what half a game back, and
Yeah,
Texas has won 6 in a row.
in a row.
And I'm
And now they
I'm
go Oakland, you know. So
yeah.
I
So
mean, you know,
obviously there's still baseball left to be played, but I like this Texas team. I think they added quite a bit at the trade deadline, and I'm comfortable with them. I think they win their division.
that's fair.
I think Houston is a wild
Davis
card
next
team.
Minnesota. Bill McDonald is Higgs going to be checking it. I do not know. I texted him earlier today, but I haven't heard from him. But probably not. He wasn't scheduled to today. This week he's off gallivanting around town, as my grandmother would say, gallivanting, running around Vegas by himself. God knows where's that. Let's just all take a moment and think about where is Higgs alone in Vegas. It could be
Uh-oh.
anywhere. Terry's right about dealing Trout. Yankees. Astros going to win the AL West, Jesse Schul says. Getting Altuve and Alvarez back helps Houston. For sure. For sure. But Houston needs Texas to slow the F down
Yeah,
for a
Texas has
minute
to
for
start
them to
losing.
catch them. And I don't know if they're going to, I mean, like, I don't know if they can not slow down. I don't know if they can just keep going. You
I
know,
just like that we're having close races. I like that a lot of these divisions are
oh,
really
I love it.
close. It makes it's much better. Like it makes exciting baseball. So
It's like I
I
mean
like that.
the National League Central with Milwaukee, Chicago, and Cincinnati all being within 1.5 games. I love that. I can't stand that division, but I love that. That's good baseball being played. You know, stuff like I mean the Braves are 10.5 games up on Philly, but I'm hoping for a Braves letdown to be honest with you, but I doubt it.
No,
Um,
no.
I'm just saying, but you know, the AL East isn't done either. Baltimore's up, obviously, in that division. Tampa's 3 games back. Toronto's 7.5. I don't trust all three of them not to make moves, and or Baltimore be able to sustain this all the way through the season.
It could be a very close battle there too. It could be.
Higgs has the Cubs as a long shot, looking kind of genius. He does it on a regular basis, just out of nowhere. He's a genius. I don't know. We should just recognize him as a genius. Texas, my guy. There you go. Anthony says Texas is going to take it. Mike Jaw says hello. Hello. What's happening? Davis says Madison Key -6. I don't know what the hell that is. Yeah, Higgs is a genius. What are we doing? I mean, what are we saying here? Don't forget, this is the Bet Win Repeat show. Don't forget to hit that like button, share, comment, ring the bell, notifications. You'll never miss any of our live content. Terry, tell them what you got going on during the week. Give yourself a little promo, and then we're going to bounce on out of here.
Yeah, you can get my premium plays up on the site at Picks and Parlays.
He's not Terry Edelman.
Yeah, wrong person.
Terry
You
Edelman.
can get my picks up on the site. In a bit of a cold stretch right now, but it's going to happen. Still in the top 5, profitable for the whole year, but not really. Things aren't really going too well right now. I'll be honest about that. I'm not happy with my performance lately, but things will turn around. And I think this is a good start to the week. I've got 2 plays up today, so you can get them up on the site at Picks and Parlays. Is it still code MLB for 20% off?
Correctamundo. MLB will save you 20% off the entire Picks and Parlay site. There it is right there. Promo code MLB. Check out Terry Edelman at Let's Go Wild Picks on Twitter, YouTube page as well. Don't forget, check all that out. What else we got? And player prop. We'll say that again. What was the player?
Davis Schneider.
Schneider.
If there's anything you like today, betting wise, and you want to increase a little bit, add Davis Schneider to get a hit, and into a parlay. So if you're doing a single bet, make it a 2-teamer. Add Davis Schneider to get a hit. The kid's on absolute fire. 9 hits in 13 at bats.
Love it. All right, let's make some money today. I'm Detroit Lenny, Picks and Parlays. Terry Edelman at Let's Go Wild Picks. We'll see you guys on the next Bet Win Repeat show. We're here Monday through Friday, 1 o'clock Eastern. That's when we get going. We'll talk to you guys later. Good luck, unless you're